Welcome back to the channel, ladies. Stacks from scratch. It is I, me, your homegirl, your favorite homegirl on the internet. Because I'm always turning you on to something that you might just didn't know about until I gave you the juice on it. But today, I'm not just giving you the juice, I'm giving you the water. This water showing you how to make magic when you combine the water with the spoken word and the thought magic that you already embody. That's right. And you know that this is the channel where the mindset always meets the money and the money always makes the magic. So that's why I want you to do something for me real quick if you don't mind. Sis, go ahead and grab your glass of water. Yes, get you a nice looking one. I'm about to do a ritual with you. I'm going to walk you through this step by step and show you how to make this the most effective ritual in your day. Okay, that's right. We are about to turn this H2O into an ATM. Money is going to manifest with this water ritual. And I believe this is the only time I allow overdraft a little bit on this ATM. Am I right? Now, before we start, I want you to actually do something else for me. Go ahead and just sit up straight, get yourself together. Go ahead and put a little posture, a little punch in your posture, And now that you've got your glass of water, we want to set the tone a little more, set the vibe a little more. If you feel that you have time, go ahead and turn on a little music really low in the background when we get started doing the ritual, okay? Because this is a time that we want to cement in the mind, okay? Now, you got your water. Let's get right into it. I'm imagining, okay? Because I want you to think back to the time when you were around a large body of water, maybe even a tub of water. And did you notice the movement in the water? I want you to think back to a time when you watched the water and it intrigued you. And most of the time, it's like that for us. The water is a eye catcher, and it's something about the way it just moves around anything and everything with ease. The water has that effect, whether it's flowing from a fountain or a river. Now, if you've seen how you can let the water flow into cracks and curves and streams, the water can do the same thing with your thought process. And this is actually how the money energy works too. It flows through cracks and creeps. Even closed doors will be opened when you got the money right. Am I right? Money moves with the same energy. And guess what? Just like the water, if it's moving, it must be alive. And so is the spirit of currency. And just like the water, when it gets blocked up, it gets a real foul odor or foul smell if you pay attention. Now, I just recently had my grandson with me for the summer, and I put him a pool out on the side of the house. And this pool was too big. I should have got something a lot smaller. It was so big he wouldn't even sit down in it. He just run around in it. But the pool waters got stagnant, and I couldn't get the water out. I couldn't just flip it over. I ended up having to get my kids to help me dip the water out. It's the only way I could think until it was, light enough for me to lift and get it out of there. But when we got it out of there, it had the odor of aggression. And that's the same way money does when it's not moving. It's just sitting around, not making more money, not being used, not being making transactions with it. It might get a little funky too. And I want you to start thinking about money and water in the same concept, because one thing for sure, we don't need nothing stinking up our finances. We do that perfectly fine by ourselves. Now, here's the truth. Water is just receptive. And this is another reason the woman is likened to water, because the woman is a receptacle, an incubator. The water listens. The water absorbs, takes in, holds memory, and carries it around. And some scientists now even doing videos on here now saying that water takes on shapes from vibrations and sound. And that means when you speak into the water, you are literally reshaping the water, reshaping it to hold on to this particular command or affirmation. It's like a cheat code for your body, for your life. The water is the bridge between the physical state and the spiritual state. And this is why water is presented when you see them doing those African rituals, or back in medieval times when they would do a ritual for the king. There would be a center or an oasis in the center of the room full of water. And this water was not just for drinking. As I read, this water was used as they do the ceremony and make their chants and sing their songs over this water, and then the people drink the water to embody the idea, the concepts, so to speak. So I want you to take this ritual serious. Do it alone. You don't have to force this on anybody or let them know what you're doing. Do it in private, so that no questions are asked to disturb and upset your mindset. And you don't want to let doubt start seeping in. Doubt is just like pouring paint down in the cup of water that you're about to drink. So we don't need any doubt ahead of us when we're getting ready to do the ritual. So let me give you the 3 keys. This is what you're going to do before, after, and before, during, and after the ritual in order to make this effective. So you won't come back rolling your eyes at me, putting your knuckles up in me. Tell you that. How you gonna submit this ritual? My word, it's crazy. Okay. How you gonna make this ritual the most effective for you, so you don't come hollering at me mad because it didn't work for you? If you do it this way, I guarantee you results. The first thing you're going to do, number one, is select a specific place and time to do this each time. You want to ground this in your mind and make it a normal thing. Make it so normal that your nervous system is convinced that it's safe. Number two, you're going to be serious about this, and you're going to give this some intention. You're going to be intentional about what you're doing. Mean thinking about what you're doing as you're doing it. If you find your mind trailing off while you're doing this, bring it back. Bring it back. Get centered and focus, and bring your awareness to the feeling of the things. Put all your senses and be intentional into what you are doing. And number three, I want you to do this, because if you miss this step, everything else go out the window. Number three, you must anchor the ritual. What does that mean? To anchor the ritual means to give it something, some type of effect, some type of feeling to remember, so that the mind can hold on to this and stay on this frequency. The anchor could be writing in a journal as soon as you're done. Monitoring this. Keeping up with tracking your progress with this. An anchor could be a prayer when you're done. Maybe you recite a verse from your favorite book of the Bible. Maybe you create an affirmation to lock it in, but you do this every time you complete this ritual. We have to give the cells something to hold on to remember, something to be familiar with, and we're going to anchor it. So let's keep going. I'm going to get into this ritual, and I want you to go into this with me. Let's do this together. Go ahead and pour your water if you haven't already. And come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's do it. Now here I'm holding my favorite glass. I want you to use something that feels pretty to you. Something that has some significance for you. Not just a plastic cup. Not just a paper styrofoam cup. Get something so that it doesn't feel like a duty, and it feels more like a experience, if you will. Now my water is cold. If you don't like drinking cold water, perfectly all right. Get you the temperature that you want. But I'm here to tell you this water's finna warm up pretty doggone fast. And once you fill the glass, I want you to put both of your hands around the glass. Now, normally when I used to do this in the past, I would charge my hands. I would rub my hands together and fill them up with good warm energy and then place them around my glass and feel the water start to warm up from the warmth of my hands and the warmth of my skin. And I'm holding my glass. I want you to feel the weight of the glass. Imagine, become aware of that feeling. Train the mind and the hand to remember this, to want this, to crave this feeling. Feel the weight, feel the coolness of the glass. And now close your eyes. You close your eyes because now, not to shut anything out, but now we're working with the inner eye. That one inner eye of faith, as Reverend Knight would say. And now, with gratitude in your heart and your eyes closed, and remember, you are not speaking to the water, you are commanding the water. And you are going to say into the water right above the glass, I am overflowing with abundance. I live in constant supply. Say it again. Say it again. Say it until you feel it. Because the water is reshaping with every vibration. The glass is now wealth in your hand. And now you drink slowly and with reverence. So refreshing. I have already drunk a lot of water this morning. So this is like my second cup. I downed this earlier and it still feels good. And what about the people who say, I hate water? What about the people who say, I can't drink water? It make me. You need to stop this, girl. You need to stop this shining away the water and start looking at this as a sacred element on earth that connects you to the spiritual beings, connects you to your spiritual elements, connects you to your spiritual self, your higher self. Water is not just something you can go buy in a six pack now. Think about the people in Michigan when they had the water problems. I don't know if it's still going on. I'm not a news person or a political person. But I would always consider how serious this really was. Suppose there was no water to drink on earth. What would we be commanding? What would we be ingesting to replace this beautiful God given element that man cannot make without the help of the law? Man cannot survive without this. And see, now we're getting into the deities of Oshun and the African folklore because she proved a point. Oshun, the goddess of water and of the moon, and Oshun comes through like a rushing rage of a rushing raging river. And the power of the deity Oshun was because the water was so sacred to the planet. The men on earth decided there's no way we could live without this. We must do what's necessary to bring it back and keep it with us. So we must start revering it. Water is what it is and stop taking everything so doggone lightly around here. And I hear people uplift that all the time. I don't drink water. Me either. Water nasty. I don't like water. Water it's plain. It's boring. My children do it too. But I have to keep them back on track, and I do it in subtle ways. I might buy a fruit water, a case of fruit waters, or I might just get a regular case of waters and no soda, just tea or water, no soda. I'm just sharing with you information that I have gathered on my journey through my 40 plus life. And I just know that this is some information that's going to help you go forth on our money journey, sis. So don't doubt, okay? Remember, the key is the anchor. Remember that the key is the anchor and not doubting and second guessing after you've created the anchor. Just flow. Just flow. Just like you want the money to do. You set it in motion with that anchor and say that out loud. With this anchor, I set this ritual into motion. Snap your finger when you say it. That's a great anchor. It's a great cue for the nervous system. Now, if this video poured anything into you, I'm going to ask you to hit the super thanks, because we have just been, I guess, monetized in that way, where we able to receive super thanks here on Stash from Scratch. And I'm very proud of you all for growing this community to the lengths that it has grown. We are seeing so much growth and empowerment amongst ourselves in this money game. And listen, if you hit that super thanks, you just know that you're doing it because this information deserves that type of energy in return. And it's going to come right back to you. Now, if you trust and believe that, listen, guess what? After I hit 400 to subscribe, 400 videos on this channel, like my goal says, I'm going to start offering memberships for the Get It Girl gang. And this is going to be revolutionary with some real crazy, insane rituals that you never heard about, just very similar to this one I'm sharing to you with you today. And that's where we're gonna go so deep, so deep. So keep flowing, keep anchoring. Join me right now. Come on over here and let's talk about how you need to start talking to your purse. Let's talk about how that ritual gonna change the game for us. I see you over there.